Anthony Hartwig here with another Salem girls basketball player profile. I am joined by the final of our trio of seniors, Zoie Reed. Zoie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so my first question for you, and you're a senior, and you've had to, we've asked all your senior teammates what it's been like to step into this leadership role that the seniors of last year's team kind of had to leave. But you were a big leader in the volleyball team. I mean, you were an YSN All Star, and you really led that team really well. How did that kind of prepare you for what you knew you were going to be stepping into during the basketball season?
I think volleyball honestly did prepare me a lot. I had a lot of younger girls in volleyball that were moved up to the varsity level. So I just needed to be the person that was also encouraging and motivating. So I think transitioning into basketball, it was easier because I knew that we only have three seniors compared to last year we had five. So honestly, I think it helped a lot.
That volleyball team had to go through a lot of adversity, ups and downs through the season, brand new coach, et cetera, et cetera. Going through all that and being able to stay a positive force and being able to stay confident in all through all that, what was that like, and how did that prepare you for your basketball season?
I think with the past volleyball season compared to prior seasons, it showed who our real characters were. And I think keeping a positive mindset, keeping a glass half full mindset really helped because going into basketball, it's clearly a different type of storyline with our success. But I think volleyball really prepared me for that because it showed me to be a good leader even when things aren't going the way we all want them to.
I mean, even with the success, there are losses. Like you're
Right.
not going to go undefeated in the season. You've had to deal with adversity in this basketball season. So when those moments hit, how much did you kind of look back and reflect on that volleyball season for inspiration?
I think I looked back honestly a lot. I'm in JO right now, and that's a different story as well because we all have girls that are, very talented. And I think going back to my school season, like they're gonna have so much potential next year. They all are so talented and very great girls. But I think like going honestly, I think learning more through a loss is a lot better than having a really successful winning season. So taking in like our few losses this season for basketball really just helped reflect on like how we are as a team, like our chemistry, how we work.
Getting into this basketball ride, I mean, the obvious question is what's it been like this season to be on this incredible ride to keep the momentum of last year going? A lot of people in the preseason thought maybe Salem would be down this year because they lost five seniors. Not so fast, my friend, because you guys have done everything that last year's team has been able to do and a little bit better defense statistically. What's the ride been like from your perspective?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, the group of girls we're with is just phenomenal. We've all been playing together since we were little tykes, so it's just such a great bond. They're like my family. I love them all each to death. So
Be a little bit honest. Is the locker room, now that you've had this successful season and you're going into the tournament as a two seed, are there a little bit of smirks going on about the okay, people doubted us coming into this year and they didn't think we'd win the EBC and we're co EBC champs? Or is there a little bit of a smirk or we showed you, we proved ourselves kind of mentality going into the tournament?
honestly, no. I think our girls are very, I want to say, humble
Mhm.
because we all take it as a game at a time. We all are focused on who we're facing this week. And I mean, winning EBC is great, but I also know that we all are very focused on what we're doing.
We have to go into this last, well, not the last one you had, but the last week you had, the big win you had against Maslin Jackson, of course. That was a highly billed game. Maslin Jackson comes in healthy. They had all three of their superstars kind of on the floor. They kind of came in thinking it was going to be their swan song, but my word, did you guys put up a good defensive performance? What was the mindset of that game to kind of go into a game where, there was nothing on the line, there were no conference, standings on the line, and there weren't even division, stakes on the line because they're in Division One. So what was the mindset going into that game and being able to show off like you guys did?
I think all of our mindsets were focused on our own roles. I mean, we have Lauren up there, Barty Party, we love her. And then obviously Abby and Cami, they're all putting in their work. Riley is doing great. I love her. And then Kaylee is just crazy on the boards. I mean, we all just really focused in on what we needed to do to be successful. And it's more about proving yourself at that point. There's nothing really on the line. So it's just really who we are as a team and who wants it.
And talk about knowing your roles and executing them. What do you think your role on this team is, and how well do you think you've executed it throughout the season?
I definitely think my role isn't as much of like an offensive threat, but I do think like getting in their boards, like just really like doing the scrappy work. I think I do that well. And then definitely keeping a positive attitude, cheering on my teammates. You know, I love doing that. I love being the hype girl.
You are definitely one of the staples of that team as far as energy on the bench and off the bench when you're on the court. How do you constantly keep that energy? I mean, do you ever get tired?
No, I love it. I think that does come from volleyball a lot. You know, it's a very high energy sport. So I think transitioning into basketball, it's just the same thing. I love cheering on the girls. I love watching my teammates succeed. It's just, it brings me a lot of joy. So I like to express it.
Volleyball is known for kind of their not their chants, but kind of the in between point celebrations and stuff like that. Did you bring any of that flair to the Salem basketball team and think like, hey, let's try to teach them how to do some of the stuff that our volleyball girls are able to do?
Um, kind of. At practice, you know, we have different types of drills. So I try to put little chants in there whenever I can. But I mean, other than that, you know, just kind of doing my thing, cheering on the girls, you know, being loud.
You know, one of the things that we see from the Salem basketball team as well is their ability to outreach into the community, into the youth of the organization, and to the little girls that look up to you, and the community members that just like watching you guys play. What has it meant to you to give back to the community that supports you guys so much?
I absolutely love it. Spending time with little youth girls and going to the classrooms to read is just something that highlights my day. I mean, they bring me so much joy, they don't even understand it. So I just think that that's a special part of something that we all do for Salem basketball. So it's just something I know all of us girls love, but I mean, I love it.
When you kind of deal with the reality that there are little girls that look up to you and you are a role model, does that kind of sink in at all, or do you think of it while you're out there playing, or does it kind of wash away while you're in the heat of a game?
No, I honestly, I think about it a lot. We brought the girls out for senior night to go through our little handshakes and announcing all of us at the beginning of the game. And I just think it's super special to see them all standing up and like wearing jerseys and calling us by our nicknames. It's just something that's just constantly reminding us that we're playing for more than just the girls that are sitting on the bench.
Now we've given you guys a couple of nicknames throughout the YSN, coverage of your team. Do you have a nickname in the locker room that they have given you?
Oh, um, a new one is Bambi, just because I'm fast and I can get down the court real quick. They say I run like a deer. I just never get tired. A few of the girls call me Z, but other than that, no.
Is Bambi get a green light? Do you like Bambi as a
I
nickname?
Yeah, I do.
What have you ever seen the movie?
Yes, I
How
have.
much did you cry during
Oh
it?
gosh, I can't even tell you. That one hit me hard.
Disney knows how to pull at those heartstrings for sure.
Absolutely.
Um, let's talk about the personality of this locker room and what the kind of inside the locker room is like, and what kind of personalities that your teammates and yourself bring into that room.
Oh gosh. Each girl, I mean, they all bring something absolutely special to this team. Abby has been a wonderful leader on and off the court as with Cami. She's great. I've been with her since St. Paul's, so she and I get along really well. And then we have Riley, Lauren, Kaylee all stepping up, showing all the younger girls, the freshmen, the sophomore, how to just do it. And it's just great. Like all of us are friends and we're great and we all respect each other, which is a big thing.
Let's ask some fun questions about your teammates and see who you think would be in the best in these kind of situations. First, let's just pretend for a minute that we're in like an apocalypse type of situation, and you need someone to go to that's going to be like the best at surviving, the best to keep you guys alive. What teammate do you think is going to take the point in an apocalypse situation?
Oh gosh. I think I would take Paige Mino. I would take Paige Mino.
In the
She's
same sense, if you guys were kind of stuck on a deserted island and you had to use your resources to survive, like the outdoor resources, who do you think would be the best at that?
Oh, I would take the twins, Riley and Reese. I would take them. They always find a way out of sticky situations, so I would take them absolutely.
If you had to fly off that island, who would you trust the most to be in that pilot seat to handle that high stress situation?
Oh, probably Abby. Absolutely.
Who
She's keeps her cool all the time, so absolutely Abby.
Okay, now you need someone to lighten that mood, right? You're on a deserted island, everyone's freaking out. Who's gonna be the person that lightens everybody up?
Probably Lauren and Carl together. It'd have to be together.
Who is the, teammate most likely to eat more food than they're supposed to? You're
Hmm.
trying to ration everything. "Hey, that's my food over there."
Honestly, it'd probably be Riley Hutton and I. We probably would both just get it carried away.
Um, so, you're on this island, who do you think is the one that is going to, be the quote unquote leader of the group, the one that keeps everyone on the right path?
Oh, probably Cammy, Swatzilla. She'd keep us on the right path. We'd probably get carried away, and she'd be like, "Hey, gotta go over there."
Right now, I gotta bring your coaches into this. They're on the deserted island with you. What coach on the staff is gonna be, like, freaking out the most, do you think?
Oh, maybe Coach Drager. She probably would get like in with us girls, and we'd probably scare her. So then we'd probably freak her out.
What about the one that's gonna be, like, the most calm, cool, and collected in the coaching staff?
Probably Coach Spack.
Alright, now let's, get back to this coaching staff, though, and talk about them a little bit more seriously, taking them off that deserted island. And, how what have they meant to you, being under them and being able to learn from the great coaches that you do have?
They I I can't call them anything but a family to me. They have been so supportive on the court, off the court. They each have like shown me like what it means to be a leader, and I could go to them for honestly anything. I cherish the friendships and like the bonds that I have with each of them. So I couldn't ask for a better coaching staff. Honestly, I really couldn't.
Now that you're a senior and it's tournament time, which means every game technically could be the last one that you guys play, does that give you a little bit more of a sense of urgency in the practices and in these warm-ups and everything in the games where it's literally like my career is on the line for this game?
Absolutely. I think that we're all more of like a, okay, like it's go time now. Like there's no time to settle. We just got to keep going, keep pulling, like pedal down. There's no time to stop.
Now that there's no more regular season goals to focus on, how much has the hunger of how last year ended really fueled this team in the last week or so of practice to get ready for this tournament?
I think that all of us girls kind of have the same idea that we want to go further than we made it last year, but we're all taking it a game at a time. Inches matter. Each game, each practice, they all matter. We can't lose sight of what's in front of us right now.
You guys have more uniforms than most teams. You have, a lot of uniform combos that you're able to put out there. What's your favorite? What's the favorite one to put on?
Oh, probably the all white. I love the home jersey. That's probably one of my favorites, honestly.
She's a fan of the icy whites.
I am.
I like it. No, let's talk about your future. Obviously, you're going to be a senior, which means you're going to be graduating and you're going to be going on to the next phase of your life. What are your future plans? What kind of things do you want to see yourself doing in the next 3 or 4 years?
I am gonna go to college. I know I'm probably gonna play sports. That's pretty much a given. And I think I'm gonna study like something in the medical field. I haven't settled down on a complete answer yet, but I know it's gonna be somewhere in there.
I notice you pluralized sport. Said you're going to play sports.
So yeah, probably. It's probably gonna be more than one, honestly.
Okay, does that mean that you're gonna have really a hard time choosing between volleyball and basketball? Which one that you're gonna inevitably have to tie up?
I don't know yet, honestly. I think right now I'm keeping my options open, but I I want to definitely keep playing. I think that that's definitely going to be a big part of my life.
Options are open. So what we'll ask you is when you're looking at those options and you're trying to decide whether or not, you're gonna do it or whether or not you're gonna go to this school or that school, what kind of things are you looking for to tell you like this is where I want to be the next 4 years?
Definitely the schooling and what they have to offer me and what they have to offer my intended major. And honestly, like their team, their coaching staff, I want to feel like I could go to that school and feel comfortable rather than having to try and like figure everything out while I'm there.
All right, before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to thank the people that always are supporting you and your support staff and the people that always have your back everywhere you go.
Okay. I want to thank obviously my family, my support system, everyone that's helped me get here. I want to thank my coaches. They're all wonderful people inside and out. And my teammates, they're all great. I love them all to death. And honestly, I want to thank you guys. You guys have done so much for us. And I'm very appreciative to have you guys.
Well, we love covering you. You're a rock star inside and out.
You know?
We love following your journey. Thank you so much for coming on today and giving us a little bit of insight into your career and your personality. We thank you for your time. We wish you the best of luck in the upcoming tournament, and we hope that it goes as far as it can. And then we'll talk to you again real soon.
Perfect. Thank you so much.